Primitive technology is a hobby where you make things in the wild completely from scratch, using no modern tools or materials. This is the strict rule. If you want to use fire sticks, an axe. Pick up a stone and shape it, a hut. Build one from trees, mud, rocks, etc. The challenge is seeing how far you can go without modern technology. If this hobby interests you, then this video might be what you are looking for. But I will tell you 10 things which you don't know about primitive technology constructors. Number 10. John Plant. John Plant basically invented the primitive construction genre, all the way down to the sound design of silence mixed with rainforest noises, with primitive even stating in a Reddit AMA that originally it was out of laziness and not putting narration in the videos, but the silent format became popular, so I kept that way. Plant's obsession with subsisting off of nature started at age 11, when he would make small huts by a creek behind his house, using only things he could find in the wild. He honed his skills, and by age 18 could kindle a fire with sticks and leaves. People are naturally wired to be interested in this sort of activity, because in the past, those who weren't probably died out or didn't pass on their genes, he said. This hobby also keeps me fairly fit and active, which is good for health. Moreover, he lives in far north Queensland in the Australian state of Queensland. Plant stated that he was in his mid-30s. He also said he went to university and received a Bachelor of Science degree but didn't do anything with it, and instead mowed lawns for a living while going out into the bush in his spare time to practice his hobby. He stated his affinity for subsisting off of nature began at a young age. At 11, he would make huts by a creek behind his house using only natural materials. Number 9. How primitive videos are staged. These videos set a baseline for what should and what should not be achievable in a natural setting. There is a drone that captures the site where these kinds of videos are made. There are 9 people working on the site around a rectangular hole in the jungle. If they were being honest about how many people were working on each project, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it should be noted that some of these. Number 8. These videos are fake. In one video, the dude is using a stick to carve out a giant hole, and it looks like it is impossible to dig that kind of big hole with a small stick. The description on the videos say that I have been working with my 2 friends about 100 days to build. In reality, it only takes 2-3 days to bid. They are being unfaithful about the time period, as well as many people are working on each project. What else they can be lying about? How about the incredible fire pits they seem to create effortlessly? Number 7. Hiatus. After a new video on December 13, 2019, no new videos were uploaded anymore to primitive technology in the usual time frame. This left a lot of viewers worrying about the status of Plant and the future of primitive technology. On May 28, 2020, a Reddit post explaining where Plant had been was posted. It stated that Plant was doing well and everything was fine. The post also stated that Plant was taking a break from YouTube because he was working on a project for a cable network. 17. At the time, it was unknown when or if Plant would return to his YouTube channel. Another post on February 8, 2021, explained that Plant shot a pilot episode for the project, but the network wanted to change the format, and that Plant could not share any more information. In his free time, Plant was still recording new material, but he did not want to post them if they were deemed not high enough of quality. If any videos did pass the quality check, the post explained that they would be posted on YouTube. Number 6. People love to watch these videos. There are 2 aspects to the appeal of creating things without help. One is that most of us realize that we could not survive without the collective work of many strangers. Using simple tools makes it feel like something that an individual could create, as opposed to something that requires an army of individuals. The second is that we live in times of uncertainty. There is a lack of faith in government institutions, and when you distrust institutions, you may want to be able to do things for yourself, which can add to the appeal of this kind of self-reliance. The human mind isn't just built for thinking, it is built for controlling the body. Unfortunately, many of us spend more time thinking than doing. Watching videos of people building things creates an increased desire for people to build things themselves. This phenomenon is called goal contagion, when the task seems doable, as instructional videos are designed to do. It increases the likelihood people will want to engage in the activity. These videos tap into that desire. Number 5. Where else can we access it? The huge popularity of Mr. Plant's Primitive Technology channel has spawned a number of other similar channels. The Primitive Skills channel details the projects of Hoi Dong in rural Vietnam. Mr. Dong's videos have been viewed more than 32 million times and utilize the naturally occurring materials in Vietnam. In a series of videos, Mr. Dong demonstrates how to build rice paddies by using bamboo to funnel water from a waterfall to flood an area of excavated land. Beyond YouTube, online communities have developed around these videos. On Reddit, the /r/primitive technology community has more than 26,000 subscribers. This subreddit is an active and supportive forum for fans to share advice, achievements, and analyze the latest additions to the primitive technology canon. Jordan, known on Reddit as Caveman Tech Support, is one such fan. He says after seeing Mr. Plant's videos he fell in love with the idea of creating something so cool with nothing but your environment. Reflecting on the appeal of these videos, Jordan says, "Most of us do not wish to go back to the Stone Age, but simply to remind society of a simpler time, when a person could go out and live with nothing but their mind and nature. The things we make ground us and tie us to a world which is always drifting towards the artificial." Number 4. When asked how Mr. Plant walked barefooted, he said he is not indigenous to Australia and doesn't know where I specifically come from in Europe. Incidentally, the ancient Greeks, who saw little need for footwear, preferred being barefooted. In contrast to this, there are Aboriginal tribes here in Australia who did make sandals for use in hot sand. Number 3. The kind of clay he uses. He said he usually tries pine pitch if you have it, or carve pots directly from stone. If the clay is bad, it might be refined by dissolving the dirt in water, and then pouring the muddy water off into another container. When it settles, it will be a finer grade of clay, but this may still give no of good clay. I've tried with bad soil before, and the pottery gave mixed results, though processing makes it slightly better. Number 2. Plant is also an author of a book. Plant has authored the 192-page, illustrated hardcover book Primitive Technology, a survivalist's guide to building tools, shelters, and more in the wild, published by Clarkson Potter on October 29, 2019. The book is a practical guide to building huts and tools using only natural materials from the wild, containing 50 projects with step-by-step instructions on how to make tools, weapons, shelters, pottery, clothing, and more. Number 1. How does he light fire? He said that he always had it work. To get it to catch, ensure all the wood is dry in the mound. Maybe leave the mound to dry for a day. It'll still work if a bit damp though. Make a good fire in the top hole and then it should burn back down into the mound as normal. A recent YouTube channel called Primitive Technology has over 10 billion views and almost 10.5 million followers. Now he is the target of a lot of criticism that claims his films are false and how they were staged is an outright lie.